The phenomenon, the pride of the Philippines, Alex Eala.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
What you're about to hear in the next 20 minutes might completely change how you see the future of women's tennis. Because when Alexandra Eala sat down with former US Open champion Andy Roddick, nobody expected this level of honesty, confidence, and quiet ambition. This wasn't just another tennis interview. This was a statement. And if you're still sleeping on Alex Eala, you might want to wake up.
Obviously, there's this epic rise, and I want to get to your world and how kind of you see it from you looking out at the fans that we're seeing that are coming to watch you. It's just all so fascinating. And congratulations on the last year. It's been so much fun to watch. Walk us back a year ago, like 4 days before the Miami event. Could you have imagined at that moment, take away the year and everything that's happened since, but even just that tournament, beating 3 former major winners, including the woman who had just won the last major, an all-time great in Iga Swiatek?
I have to say that week was probably the craziest week of my life. I came into the tournament around ranked 140. I was a wild card, and I was obviously super looking forward to Miami Open. You know, when you're playing in the ITF circuit, having a wild card into 1,000 is a highlight event. So, it kind of highlights your year. So every year I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to have gotten the Miami wildcard. So it would be like a highlight for every single one of my years. So that was no different. I came into it super excited, of course, wanting to do well. And I hadn't really had a lot of success in my previous Miami run. Safe to say it was a big surprise for me.
But then you run up against people who have won slams, and then you start beating them. Did you feel kind of the confidence building, and then kind of when you've done it once, did that make it easier after you beat Ostapenko? Does it make it easier when you come up against a Gamatti and then, the legend Iga?
No, I don't think that it makes it easier. Every single match is so tough, and now that I've been in the circuit for longer than I was, I'm realizing that even more. It doesn't matter what rank the other player is, right? And I guess my run and, the breakouts of so many other young WTA players is a testament to that. Yeah, but for me, it almost got even harder in regard to that Miami run because, of course, you got Ostapenko. Like, never mind that the rankings were getting better, but as you go deeper in the tournament, you get a little bit more nervous because the round has a little higher stakes. You're a little bit more tired because you have more load from the matches. So circumstances become a little bit more difficult. But then, of course, as the tiredness is heightened, so is the pressure, but so is the motivation. And I think every round I just got more and more motivated.
When you were playing these smaller events, I'm sure you had your fans, but I'm also sure it's nothing like what it is now. I mean, it's really, you know this. I mean, it's a phenomenon when you play these tournaments. When did you realize you were representing more than yourself, that this really had a symbolic dimension to it? And how did you mediate that? I mean, how did you sort of process the fact that you weren't just a tennis player, you were representing something much bigger?
I think I was fortunate enough to, even though after Miami, it was kind of a breakout and I got a lot more exposure and attention after that specific tournament, I would consider myself fortunate enough to have been exposed to a certain level of kind of fame or being well known, even when I was in the ITF circuit. I think if I had compared the fans I had or the people that would come to watch my matches compared to other people my rank, even at 150, was a little bit more. Definitely nothing compared to now. This year, 2026, the start of the season was when I seriously noticed that it was coming. Like, the people were really coming. They were buying tickets. They were taking time out of their day. I would say Auckland, Australia, and Manila was really a lot, especially Australia and Melbourne. My match in Melbourne I was like at a loss for words when I saw the videos after my match. I didn't see them during or before. I was kind of just in the zone. And I think I was a little in denial. It's hard to accept or like really see yourself being someone with that much influence or that much impact, just because I've been myself my whole life and, nothing changed from in terms of who I am from 2025 to 2026. It's just that my success kind of skyrocketed, which I'm very thankful for. So yeah, after I kind of broke that barrier of like not accepting, like, oh, I don't think I'm really famous. Every week they just kept coming, and I was like, okay, You have to accept it, absorb it. You're here. It's a really good position. And I started to just be so grateful, and because I don't know how long this is gonna last either. I don't know if it's if it's gonna be forever. It's definitely not gonna be forever. So I try to enjoy as much as I can while it's happening.
You said you kind of made mention to when you were 150, it felt like you still had a following, a fan base, people who were curious from your country. Now, like as far as lived experience goes, I can say pretty certain that doesn't happen for most people, right? Like that's not normal. What is that relationship? What's the attraction both ways? Because it feels like you're super appreciative of it, but then it feels kind of like a give and take relationship as opposed to you're lucky to come see me.
For me, how I approach it is how many people in the world are able to experience this crowd. And for one, I'm living my dream. This is what I dream to do: play against the best, be on the best courts, and they're full. So how many people in their lives, even on tour, are able to really experience that? So for me, I'm always super grateful because they're able to heighten my experience, and it's definitely a give and take. I do my best what I can. People tell me that I'm a role model for people back home. I do my best to put on my best attitude. I know that for a lot of the people, I'm known as like the Filipina on tour. I'm the only Filipina that people really see in high level tennis. So when they think of the Philippines in regards to tennis, they think of me. I really do my best to be on my best behavior, represent the best of the Philippines.
A year ago, you wild card into the tournament, and now you're kind of making specialized logos with Nike and working with these brands. That's different.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is if I could master when I need to be quote unquote like arrogant or cocky, or no, let's use the word confident. When I can, if I can master the times I need to be confident, and then I'm aware of the times I need to be humble and grateful, I think that's an amazing recipe because I'm able to compete, I'm able to do my thing on the court, but then I'm also aware of how I am, the responsibilities I hold off the court, what I represent, and I think that just makes a great mix.
Tell us a little bit, how do you discover tennis in a country that doesn't have much of a tennis history? How did you end up at the Nadal Academy? Just sort of give fans out there just a brief sense of your backstory.
So I have a brother, an older brother. He's 3 years older, and he played at Penn State. He was the one who first got into tennis. So my grandfather was my coach. I started tennis at 3 or 4 until I left for Spain, which was at 13. So 10 years, my grandfather was our coach. He had no formal training whatsoever. He read a lot of books. You know, his time was like Pete Sampras, all of that. He read a lot of those tennis magazines. So if you see my my like technique when I was like 12, like it was wonky, and yeah, so it was really a family thing. And yeah, tennis was never very popular. We always had to, it was very costly. My parents, of course, sacrificed a lot of time and effort. My grandfather was costly because you had to travel all the time if you wanted to compete at such a level, even at juniors, even 14 under. And so when the opportunity came for me to train abroad, I took it. I took it with both hands, and I clung to it. Yeah.
You're moving at 13 years old across the world to play tennis and to learn how to be a better tennis player. Like, were you intimidated, or was it just all excitement because you don't know any better at that point in your life? Do you remember your first day at the academy and kind of what you were thinking and feeling when you got there?
Yes. Well, more than that, I remember the day it was brought up to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I won Les Petitas, which is the 14 under tournament in France. And so the academy reached out to my parents. And I remember my dad was driving me to school, and he brought it up in the car kind of casually. I was probably like 12. I found out the opportunity was actually serious, and I was like, yes. I was like, for me, yes, 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 I'll go, I'll go, I'll go. And my parents were like, okay, let's talk it through. Like, we still have things to decide. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what there is to decide. I'll just, like, of course, yeah. But so it was definitely a little bit of I didn't know any better. Of course, it was a huge change of scenery. Everything is different, but I was fortunate enough to be relatively well traveled by that age, and I already had this rigorous routine of tennis training, school. I would wake up at 4:45. I'd be in the gym at 5 till 6, and I was like 11. I was 5 till 6, and then I'd go to school at 7:30, and then until 3 p.m., and then I'd go training at 5 to 7, homework, dinner, repeat. So I already had that rigorous schedule. And I remember I came to the academy, training started at 8. And I was like, oh,
You can sleep
I
in.
have so much time. I can sleep in.
It's like a weekend.
But then now I look back at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I moved out at 13. Like that's insane.
You go to the Rafa Nadal Academy. Do you remember the first interactions, the first time you practiced next to Rafa? Any takeaways? What was that relationship like? How involved is he with the juniors there?
The first interaction with Rafa was not actually in the academy. So we did like a trial, we'd go there, like do like 1 week, we'll see how it goes. So my parents and my brother and I, we flew over, and in the Madrid airport, we just happened to pass by Rafa on the way to his academy, and we kind of chased him down. Like, Rafa, we're going to your academy. Can we take a pic? And yeah, he took a pic with us. So that was the first interaction I remember. And then after that, I don't really remember. It kind of just, he's there a lot. He's very down to earth when you talk to him, of course, and he asks questions and things like that. But it's just, he's Rafa, so you're always just gonna be scared. Like, I'm always like still scared. I don't know what to say. I always get very very tongue tied. So I'll let you know, it doesn't get better. At least for me, it doesn't get easier. At least for me.
The Filipino fan base is a newcomer as well. This is not a fan base that we're used to. One thing some of us have noticed, they're very polite. I don't know if you catch that on the court, but they're applauding your opponent. There's never any sort of booing. There's never any arguing about calls. It's a very sort of happy fan base, it seems. Tell us a little bit about what you are experiencing. Apart from you're amazing, but can I have a selfie? What are you hearing? Just tell us a little bit more about all these people that are rooting for you.
I don't really know what to say. Filipinos are really amazing, I have to say. I have yet to cross paths with another nationality that has that sense of community. I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you walk past another Filipino on the street, like you'll know that they're Filipino. There's never like any booing. I don't think that's not our thing. That's never been our thing. I think we're there as a community because we have this shared sense of pride of being Filipino, and I think seeing other Filipinos succeed makes us so happy. For example, when Manny Pacquiao was, still very active, when he'd have fights, it was like a holiday. Like, crime rates would go down, everyone would gather. We're very nationalistic, I guess. We're proud of where we're from.
Listen, all of these things can be amazing, but you still got to wake up and go to work, right? What is the relationship between new responsibilities and, hey, listen, I might fill the seats, but I still have to try to win a match, right? Has that been an easy transition for you? Is it pretty simple? Once I'm on the court, I'm on the court.
One thing about me is that I know when I need to like lock in. I know when I need to okay. And I know when I'm slipping a little bit. And one of the keys to this past year's success is also that I have a really great team. And we work so well together. We create this amazing environment. And they guide me in the right direction and they keep me humble. Yeah, and when I'm on court, I'm still really motivated. I think when I'm having fun and I'm learning to enjoy the grind, enjoy suffering, I think it's a recipe for success, hopefully. I love tennis because it's super physically demanding. It's a very physical sport, but it's not only that. It's very emotional, it's super tactical. And in that sense, I love tennis because of that, because there's just so many things that make it unique. It's kind of all you. You know what I mean? When you're I think it is all you because you're out there, you're alone. Yeah, this year, I guess coming into this tournament, people will know me a bit more. There's more videos of me on the internet. That happens at all tournaments. Like in Indian Wells, they knew me. In Dubai, they knew me. So Miami is so special to me because this is where everything kind of clicked. But at the same time, it's a tournament. It's another tournament. Anything can happen. I could go out. I could win the whole thing. I could go out. I can lose the first match. If I don't get the win here, I'll get it in some other place. So
one of your goals was apparently being more social with your colleagues. Assuming how's that going for you? Assuming that's true, how's that working out?
I think it's going great. I think it's going really good. Yeah.
Name them. Who are your friends out there?
Okay. Yeah, I was literally just talking to Evala and Zainab. I practiced today with Vicky Mboko. She's a great friend of mine. Francesca Jones. She texted me when I forgot to mention her in one of my other interviews. So okay, Fran. I could keep going on, and I'm so sorry if I missed anybody. For the first 10 years of my tennis career, I was training in a court that was like half basketball. And now I played on Wimbledon Center Court, which is like my ultimate dream, aside from winning Wimbledon. Yeah, so I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Pick one past player and one current player that you have not played yet that you look forward to playing or wish you could have played from the past.
I have to say Serena Williams.
Ooh, you might get that chance.
I was going to say, you might get that chance.
I don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd say she's going to be in sometime this week. But yeah, Serena's the
Could
go
I do
for sure.
two from the past?
Yeah, sure. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. I'll do Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova.
Who would you want to play that you haven't played yet?
Sabalenka, of course. I think everyone wants to play the number one in the world. I almost had the chance last year. It's exactly what my coach told me in the semifinals before I played Jesse, and he was like, he said, Alex, you're in the semifinals of a Master of Miami nonetheless, and you're playing for a spot to play against the number one in the world. So this is where you want to be. I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. Almost. I almost did. So maybe this year.